So to download Go, the first thing I'd like for us to do is download a text editor. So you may have your favorite text editor out there. One that I like is called Atom. So you can just look up Atom, click download for Mac, and move that to your applications. Once you've done that, we can start downloading Go. So if you can search for the Go downloads page, you'll find the Apple Mac OS feature download, and you can just click on that. It should start your download automatically. Once that's downloaded, you can click on that, and it'll take you through the steps to just install Go on your computer. So once that's done, Go will be installed, and we can start writing code in Go that we can then run. So I thought I would show how we're going to set up our file structure. So Go needs to know where to look for files. So you can look at your home directory. So here's my username. So in your home directory, you can create a directory called Go. Okay, and so Go is going to look for that directory. If you put your files somewhere else, then Go won't know where to find them, and you'd have to manually go in and tell Go where to look. But it's going to, by default, look for all your Go files in that directory. And you'll need to create 3 directory subdirectories in there. So you'll need one called SRC, and that's where we're going to put our code. But you should also, and I'll explain these folders later, create a PKG folder, and you should create a BIN folder. So the BIN folder is going to store runnable programs. So if you write some code and create a runnable program, it will often store it in the BIN folder. PKG is going to contain code that you might reuse. So you write some code that you know you're going to reuse in a different context, so you'll create what's called a package, and you can move it into the package folder. We're going to code for now in SRC. So SRC stands for source, so it's going to have our Go source code that we create. So the installation was successful, so I can close that. And so inside SRC, I'm going to create a very simple Go program that just prints hello world. This is always the first thing that you do. So I'm going to create a folder inside of SRC called hello. And now we need to open Atom. So Atom is down here. I'm just going to open Atom and start writing code. So if I write code like that, you'll see that it's currently very gray. It's not color-coded well for us. What we can do instead is save this. So I can save this within pcompo go src hello. So whatever your main folder is, go src hello. And let's just call it main.go. Okay? And so now, once we have main.go, it's going to automatically color code our code to make it look nice. So if we want to just print out hello world, we need a few things to get started. So Go wants to know, is the code that you're writing going to be run as a program, or is it just code including some things that are going to help you out to run some other program? So to tell it that we want it to actually run what's contained in this text file, we're going to put a package main at the top. So package main says what you see below is going to include something runnable. We also want to import a package called FMT. FMT is going to allow us to read and write to and from files, as well as to the console. So that's some Go code that's already built in, so when you installed Go, it's already there behind the scenes. So we're ready to go now, and we can put our runnable code in what's called func main. Now, I'll explain later why it's called func, but main says this is the runnable part of the code, and you need 2 brackets like this. And now we can put the things that we want the Go program to actually run. So what we'll do is to say FMT, so that says look in the FMT package and look for this function called print line. And inside of that, we put it inside quotation marks, and we type hello world. Okay, so that's our very simple file. All the quirks here will make sense in time, but I just wanted to provide a short piece of code that we can get running quickly. So we can save that, and once we save that, we can open up a terminal window. So I've got one opened here already. And you're in your home directory, so you need to navigate. So you can see this main.go file is created now. You need to navigate there. So we say, well, to navigate, we can use the keyword cd. So you can do cd go, and you'll see that that shows that we're in go. So you can go cd src, and now we're in src, and so we can cd into hello. Okay, so we're now in the hello subdirectory. And you can do two things. So one, you can compile the code, and this is essentially the grammar checker that Go has that will make sure that you don't have any compiler errors. So for example, if I forgot to do fmt.println, I just did println, it would say, if I tried to compile, and the keyword for compile is go. So go says we're running the program Go. Build is its keyword for compiling. And then we need to tell it the file that we're going to compile. So we're going to do go build main.go. And when we call that, we're going to see imported and not used FMT. So it's mad at us for not using the FMT package that we said we were going to use. And println is undefined. So we can see here that it's giving us some feedback, and we can fix that just with remembering to do fmt.println, keeping in mind that this println function comes in from an external package. So if we save that again and now do build main.go, what we'll see is everything goes well, and in that hello folder that we had before, we have an executable file. Okay, so that compiled the code that we wrote and created a runnable file from it, which if we click on it, what's going to happen is that you see hello world gets printed, and then it stops the program. So the program exits normally, essentially. This is kind of a two-step process that you don't need to take both steps of. So if you want to instead just run main.go directly, what you can do instead is, and I'll delete this executable file, is to say go run main.go, because we're still in that hello folder. And so now when I go run main.go, it goes ahead and runs the program directly after compiling it behind the scenes. So that's as brief an introduction as I can give to the Go programming language. When you're ready to code other things, you can just create other folders inside of SRC and navigate and run them as you like. Okay, thank you.